So in this first video, this is actually a very interesting natural water flow as the sample is drying. But so this kind of river or stream on the slide is not because of a pump. It's not me doing anything. It's actually because some areas are drying out and others are, the fluids are moving from one area to another. But as you can see, there are a lot of living creatures here that are swimming at the same time. They're swimming against the current. Sometimes they are, some of them are in areas that don't have a current. So you can see what looks like random movement sometimes, but it's actually various life forms that are swimming around. And these orange, brown looking semi-translucent things, these are the egg structures that we saw earlier, weeks ago, in the dried out sample. And those egg structures are growing. I'm going to show you some of that. So the next one here, let's see, this is a more gentle flow, and I'm zoomed in. This is about 2500 magnification, and I'm zoomed in and poking around here to show you some of the movement of the life forms that are in this. As you can see, there are rod-shaped living things, and then there are more spherical-shaped living things, and there are some that appear to have like flagella that are swimming around. And there is some water flow on this slide as well. You can kind of see a more gentle flow as the water is shifting from one side of the slide to the other because of the heat of the microscope light. But remember, all of this is falling out of the sky. And if you inhale this, you know, what happens in your lungs, which are also warm and wet. Now, if we go to the next slide, here we go, playing that, or the next video, I've changed the lighting setup here to show you more details about the diploid egg-like structures that we saw a few weeks ago. And here, you can see that these diploid eggs are growing and dividing, and there's another video I'll show you where it shows a string of these spheres together. And maybe we'll see some of that here. But you can clearly see, in addition to the egg-like structures, you can clearly see multiple life forms that are swimming. So remember that when I first showed the dry sample, a lot of people online say, oh, it's all just dust and rocks and just particulate matter. It's not alive. Those aren't eggs. Nothing's going to come to life. Like, you know, you're imagining things, whatever. Well, here you go. Look at it right now. This stuff is alive, moving, swimming, feeding. You know, clearly it's alive. Now, we go to the next video, we can see an even more up-close look at this diploid egg structure, which appears to have something moving inside of the one on the left, the half that's on the left. If you look closely, there's something moving inside that. So it's almost like it's giving birth. I mean, that's not the right word, but it's like it's, you know, this looks like mitosis, actually. So maybe we're looking at some kind of large, you know, cell nucleus situation that seems incredibly large. So maybe that's wrong. But I'm just trying to visually describe it. I don't know what these life forms are, but I know where they came from. I know these are the things that are falling out of the sky. And here's a little bit different lighting pattern to show you more of the movement. The light is difficult here, but you notice we have a lot of improved focus because of the new microscope. Now, this next video shows you a string of egg-like spheres and how they're growing. We're seeing these all over the slide. And this is just a small amount of water, you know, just a few drops, actually. Like I said, 300 microliters, not even very many drops. And we're seeing these strings like pearls. It's like a string of pearls that we're seeing all across the slide, along with all this different life. You have black objects here that are swimming around. You have the lighter objects, the more translucent objects. You've got the rods, things that look like hairs that are moving. And some of them are very translucent and some are not. Now, I'm going to use some dye on one of these samples coming up soon to try to give us some better contrast. And I've got some dyes for, you know, biological contrast. So we're going to try some of those dyes and see if those work. The next one we have here has a darker background, and it's more zoomed out. I think this is about 1500x, something like that. And I'm just trying to give you a bigger picture of the amount of life that is in this. You can see numerous things that are moving and swimming and, you know, flipping around, twisting, what have you. So clearly there's no question there's lots and lots of things coming to life in this sample, even though I was told that it was completely dead and nothing would come to life. And this is on top of the digital fern type of structures that we saw like 2 weeks ago, which I don't have in this sample because this is just some of the clear water. But we saw all kinds of different structures. I think now at current count, we're looking at easily 6, maybe 7 different types of life forms. And clearly some of them are bacteria, some may be forms of algae. I actually have a photo that shows what looks like a string of algae. But let's go on to the next one. And here we're looking at more of those diploid eggs, trying to zoom in on those there, trying to get a little bit better focus to show you the structure. And you can see that one of them in the top right is actually, it's dividing. And so I think we are seeing mitosis here, and clearly lots of other smaller life forms that are hanging around. My goal is to keep this alive, so I did some research, and I found out I need to feed it sugar and ammonia in order to give it something to feed on. There's a little bit more zoomed in so you can see some of the structures. So I'm going to pop some sugar into this Petri dish and hope I don't kill the bacteria with processed refined white sugar. And a little bit of ammonia as well. I mean, I don't know. Have you ever tried to have a zoo of bacteria that you were keeping alive? I haven't, so this is a new one. The next one here is showing you those orange-like structures. These are really the same type of structures we just saw, it's just different lighting. There's a lot of different ways to light up these samples, and I'm just trying to show you here some of the overall movement of life here. And, well, the clouds that you're seeing over all this are more, they're closer to the lens because they're on the surface of the water. There's a lot more that's coming that you're going to find to be very, very interesting. So I will keep you posted, and of course we'll have more videos and more images coming your way.